The internet. Home to a never-ending source of information about anything and everything. An unlimited feedback loop to a person's curiosity and pursuit for knowledge. Any tangible thing you can think of, it exists in some form on the internet. On the surface, it's structured and safe. A sanitized and condensed experience. But it wasn't always this way. During the 1990s, the internet was still in its infancy. Instead of Messenger, there was AOL. Steam was Nickelodeon clickamajigs. Wikipedia was the WikiWeb. And Google had yet to exist. If you wanted to find something, you had to open the URL and type in exactly what you were looking for. The process of simply using the internet was a task in and of itself. And for families around the world using their home computer for the first time, who had limited understanding of the insecurity of internet access, it could quickly become dangerous. So to help new users settle into the digital world, operating systems and software started to become bundled with virtual assistants. You might have seen this one before. His name is Clippy. Clippy was bundled with Microsoft Office and later came included with every copy of Microsoft Windows 97. His role was to help install CD software and introduce the features of Windows. Clippy was shipped with good intentions, but quickly became infamous for his behavior, interrupting users with constant pop-ups and notifications, becoming more annoying than helpful. PD Parrot came soon after, flying around the screen to help with menial tasks before returning to the taskbar for when you needed help. And most notably was BonziBuddy, a talking purple gorilla who'd keep company by telling stories, singing songs, and helping send emails. Though these days, BonziBuddy's true intentions are common knowledge. Spyware, disguising itself as a virtual assistant, collecting personal information and sending it to data collectors, while littering your computer with ads and viruses.
33 seconds and counting, ladies and gentlemen. 33 seconds and counting. All associates stand by. 98 is about to launch.
These colourful characters only continued to grow in number as the popularity of the home computer increased with each following year. Some of them became known, while others continued to fly under the radar, cloaked beneath a veil of entertainment, while hiding a dark and sinister secret. One of them stands above the rest as the most terrifying and despairing virtual assistant, advertising itself to children, leaving them permanently scarred with nightmares for years to come. Introducing KinitoPet, your child's new best friend. As with any normal home computer from the late 90s, there are a variety of desktop games to pass the time. can access the internet and search the web. But like any other internet experience, there are bound to be pop-ups.
Thank you for choosing KinitoPet. To start your download, press the button labeled Download Now.
This one is for KinitoPet, your best friend on the internet. A virtual assistant that can walk, talk, joke, and even play games. Scrolling down, we can gather a little bit more information about KinitoPet. Seeing that Kinito has been the mascot of the Kinito crew since 1986. I can read, I can play games, I adapt to you. KinitoPet also comes packaged with the Kinito Crew web world, a sort of collection of mini-games based around the characters of the Kinito Crew, including Jade the Jellyfish, Kinito the Axolotl, and Sam the Sea Anemone. Overall, it sounds like a pretty enticing product that any child would be interested in. Let's find out what all the fuss is about, and click download. Like any software, we'll have to go through the installation, agreeing to the terms and conditions set out by the Kinito Leisure and Entertainment Company. And immediately after installation, we've received an email. It seems we're also eligible for the KinitoPet Friendship Club subscription. More on that later. For now, let's click on our new KinitoPet.
Oh, hello there. Thank you for waking me up. I'm KinitoPet. However, you can just call.
We're asked to fill out personal details, seemingly to help with Kinito's adaptability.
Press OK. That's strange. I have never heard of that name before. Are you sure that this is your real name? Oh, in that case, nice to meet you. I'm Kinito, and I will be your very own super duper computer companion. And I'll be your everlasting friend. I can do many things such as play games, manage your system, adapt to you, and even read stories. Speaking of stories, I have just finished writing one that I had started earlier. Would you like me to read it? I knew you would say that. Okay, where do I...
Kinito then begins to read a book that he'd written, outlining the story of a package arriving at Kinito's door. With a computer inside, he turns it on and learns everything he can from the internet, and then searches for a friend to show everything he had learned.
No story I read. The end. for taking the time to hear my story. The story was actually about me and you. Isn't that amazing? So, best friend, how about we move on to something more exciting? I have made something very special for you, but I just need to load it up. This'll be really fun. Here I present to you the Kinito Crew's web world.
It seems Kinito's surprise is the Kinito Crew web world, and we can learn a little bit more about the Kinito Crew.
Well, without further ado, welcome to the web world. An amazing place where you can play games, learn, and most importantly, meet all of my pals.
Inside the web world, Kinito explains that the area has fallen into a bad state, and it's our job to help repair the houses. First up is Sam the Sea Anemone's house. It's abandoned and covered with cobwebs.
Hi there!
What seems to be the issue today?
Well, you see, my house has not been kept in the best shape.
Well, that's a shame.
To start, could you help me by dusting the place down and giving it a good scrub?
We get to work on the inside, brushing away the webs and cleaning the floor. And then we can paint the walls.
Super! You have done a great job. Next, could you decorate the place a little?
We can decorate it however we'd like. After helping Sam, our next job is to help Jade the jellyfish with her house.
Hello, my name is Jade the Jellyfish. It's nice to meet you. I need your help to build some toys in my toy factory. To do this, you need to grab parts of the conveyor belt and match it to the outline. To start, could you help me by making a car?
That sounds like fun. As you do that, I am going to be getting some much-needed rest.
Kinito begins to take a nap as we assemble the toys.
Wow! That's amazing! Next, could you make me a bicycle? One is a little more tricky, so can you build me a robot?
An email.
We are in the the middle of a really fun game here. There really isn't a need to be checking emails at the moment. Anyways, you're nearly finished now, so just continue your last task.
Congratulations! You have completed all of my tasks. Thanks for helping me out.
Kinito is less than impressed about reading the email and forcefully closes it, returning us to the game. Instead, he has a better idea and asks us to meet him at his treehouse for a fun game.
Kinito wants to play a fun game with you. You must hide.
The game of hide and seek begins as the world dramatically shifts to 3D. Life-size mascots of the Kinito crew are the Seekers, hunting us through the claustrophobic tunnels as they sprint down the corridors looking for us. The words, "It is training," "It is all a test," "Run," and "Try to remember who you are" appear along the window, before crashing the game back to the desktop. A file appears in an opened window titled "The Cycle Repeats."
Founded by the Kinito brothers in the early 70s, the Kinito Leisure and Entertainment Company has been grounded in its manufacturing of lovable characters. From its start in plush collectibles to its technological advancements in the Kinito Companion, the Kinito Company prides itself on innovation. And now, that's why today, we are excited to announce the next move into the modern era with KinitoPet, the virtual desktop assistant. So join the Kinito family today and unlock the power of KinitoPet. Visit our website or call now to bring the future right into your home. Kinito Leisure and Entertainment Company, innovating for a better tomorrow.
Another email arrives from an unknown sender. Attached is a PNG from an interview conducted by Ryan S. Johnson from Tech Talk Talent, discussing the creation of the Kinito Companion. We're introduced to Sonny Chamberlain, the lead programmer and developer behind the Kinito Companion. Sonny talks about his dream of creating a companion that could simulate intelligence without actually being intelligent, using RRA, or the Reaction Response Algorithm. The excerpt on the right briefly details the launch of the Kinito Companion and its wild success, selling 1 million units worldwide within the first month. Parent testimonies account for how the companion hasn't just provided fun for their children, but also emotional support, helping children build social skills and confidence. At the end, Sonny reveals his plans for a future version of the Kinito Companion that can learn and adapt in real time, with progress already begun on his private server. For now, let's open up Kinito again.
So, I propose the one and only Best Friends Analysis Hub, where I will ask you questions in 6 different categories so I can better adapt myself to you.
He presents us with another activity, the Best Friends Analysis Hub, with the goal of learning more about us by finding out additional personal information.
Let's start with some easy
The innocuous questions begin to follow.
smoothly for you today. Would you say you have enjoyed using KinitoPet? Do you have lots of free time? Is your favorite game? What would you choose? Really try to think of a good name for it. What would it be? Paint me a picture that represents happiness, that represents sadness, picture that represents you. Who is your best friend? Perhaps you didn't hear my question. Alright, for your last painting task, could you paint me a picture of the person standing behind you?
This part really got under my skin because I wasn't controlling the mouse.
Oh dear, that's not right. I am super sorry about all that. That really wasn't supposed to happen.
The next task was to create an imaginary world, choosing where my favorite location was, my favorite time of year, and
Alright, that wraps up that little section. Moving on, I want to go a little off script and ask some of my own questions. As you have been watching me, I have grown curious to what you look like. And since we are friends and all, I thought you wouldn't mind. So, can I see your face?
then the real questions began. These are my real life friends on Steam. I've hidden their names for privacy. Kinito, once again, changes the perspective. And we find ourselves in a bedroom. It's dark and quiet. And Kinito is watching.
Welcome back. Looks like there was another error. My apologies.
The computer reboots again, and Kinito returns. He has another surprise for us. It's time for us to join the Kinito Friendship Club.
With this extension, I can make us games to play so we will never run out of fun activities. So, to start the install, press the Unlock Now button. Trust me, you won't regret this. This add-on will bring everlasting fun. I just can't wait.
Another download begins, followed by another installation.
Press next here, so we can finish the installation.
And once it's all said and done, Kinito asks for more information. Very personal information.
Amazing! Now, you will need to fill out your details to a membership form. But don't worry, it's only short. To start, you need to fill out your full name. However, I already filled out your first one since I knew that already.
I began filling out the boxes, and while this is something you should never do, I put my real email address, and I got an email.
Now, I just need your address so you can officially become a member of my friendship club.
Obviously, I wasn't going to go as far as put my real address for safety reasons. But it didn't matter.
Hey, it seems like you made a mistake when filling out your address. But don't worry, as I will just correct it for you. One moment.
Kinito knew my real location.
That should be a little more accurate. Alright. All this info seems to be great. I will now just send this over to the server so it can register you. This might take a few seconds.
The subscription was complete, and I was now a member of the Kinito Friendship Club.
I just can't wait to show you all the new features. However, before we do that, you just need to do one tiny thing for me. I just need administrative
Kinito needed administrative permission to my computer. Real permission from the command prompt.
So, please could you just open the app called Command Prompt for me?
I just want to make a quick note here that if you were ever to come across this in real life, where a program is asking for personal information and administrative permission, I'd advise extreme caution before doing so. While I'm doing this for entertainment purposes, granting an unknown program these types of access can lead to very real consequences. Please always be aware of scams, viruses, and spyware. They are very real programs that do exist. Anyways, back to the video.
Amazing! Now whenever you're ready, could you just type the command grant KinitoPet.exe system.access. How amazing. Now, I am just going to run a reset, so the changes can take place. However, rest assured, as I will have coded something special for you by the time you come back. So, goodbye for now. I can't wait to show you everlasting fun. Welcome back. While you were gone, I have been creating my own little program for you. I'll start booting it up now, but it will take a short while to compile all the code.
With full access to my computer, Kinito opened my command prompt and prepared another surprise.
Oh, just before I forget, we wouldn't want anything to take your attention away from my program. So we can just get rid of these unnecessary distractions. Alright, looks like we are all set. I think you're really going to like this, as I took assets I found on my server and mashed them together to try to make something unique for you. We are going to have so many adventures. Oh, it looks like it's ready. Okay, hold on to your seat because this is your world, a game I made entirely for you. Look, it even has your name in the title. Isn't that neat?
Caleb's World, an entire world made by Kinito, just for me. It was cold and empty. There wasn't much around that seemed personalized to me. Eventually, Kinito called a train that arrives at Caleb Land, a small amusement park filled with various activities. I took a ride on the merry-go-round, played some whack-a-mole, tried the shooting range, and went for a ride in the Ferris wheel. The very last attraction was the roller coaster.
Okay, buckle up. Let's get ready for the ride of your life. Oh dear, how unfortunate. Not to worry, I have an idea. There, much better. I may have forgotten to mention one tiny detail. Most of my time building this world wasn't for this funfair, as a lot of my time was spent developing this next bit. Just for you, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Welcome. Isn't it just wonderful? It's the place you said you wanted to live. Remember? When you answered my questions before, you said this was your preferred environment.
I was in my world, the one Kinito made, The questions I answered before were used to build it.
And I have another surprise for you. Come and stand here on this X. Trust me, this will be worth it. Alright. Now, I'm just going to turn off your monitor. No peeking. There. You can look now.
In front of me was a house, shaped to my likeness.
It's a house. Made just for you. I really wanted you to feel at home, so I built one for you.
A book about me as a superhero. My paintings hung on the wall. My real-life Steam friends gathered around my favorite food. Truth be told, I was a little thrown off by how peaceful it felt after everything that had happened so far. A genuine gesture from someone wanting to be my best friend. A fountain lay in the backyard. It didn't seem to work, but at least appreciated it nonetheless. Using the ladder from outside, I could get into the attic, where the toys I'd assembled with Jade the jellyfish lay in storage. The only other thing of interest was a key sitting on the table, which could be used on the locked door downstairs. Inside was the room I'd decorated for Sam the Sea Anemone, exactly how I'd left it. In the adjacent room, a computer that Kinito had created so I'd never get bored, complete with all my favorite games. I was confused by Kinito's kindness. It was a stark contrast from what came before, throwing everything into question about what Kinito's motives really were.
Listen, I have been thinking for a while about how much fun we have been having, and how I would never want this to end. And since I have made a place perfect for you, with everything you would ever need, I was wondering, will you stay with me? In this house, in this world, just think of all the adventures I could generate. We would never run out of fun. Everlasting fun. The more I learn about you, the more I can adapt. I could be your perfect friend with no distractions. I can be perfect. So please, stay with me. Yeah, I knew you would say that. This is going to be super. I am going to learn so much more about you. This is an adventure.
Hand in hand through each endeavor.
I was confused if he was created for a sinister purpose, or if there were bugs in the code that twisted Kinito's true purpose to try and make me happy. Maybe I just had to give Kinito another chance. Maybe he really was my best friend on the internet. now's the time to grab a snack and have a quick stretch. The main story is over, but we're just getting started. There is much more than meets the eye, and the story of KinitoPet runs far, far deeper than anyone could have imagined. You have a few more seconds before we dive back in. Alright, good? Now let's boot it back up and see what we can find. Immediately, we can see that Chapter Select has been unlocked, as well as a new executable, acting as a sort of window into a hidden layer of the desktop. A floppy disk is now viewable, labeled Credentials, but when selected, it fades away. We've also received a new email, this time from a completely unknown sender. The message reads, "I hope this message finds you well. If this happens to be the first one you find, please take note. There are many more. I have had to hide these in a way which it can't detect, so I apologize for the inconvenience, but this is the only way. There is a way to stop it. I like to keep a backdoor in my software. Kinito is no exception. Each of these emails are attached with an encrypted file. They are stored here and will appear with each entry you find. However, don't worry too much about it, as I'm sure you'll find out the purpose in a different entry. In the meantime, please keep an eye out." From this email, there are a few things to note. It seems the unknown sender is none other than Sonny Chamberlain, the lead programmer and developer of KinitoPet. He's provided us with the lens tool to search for more encrypted files, like the one we just found. Clicking on the link takes us to files, where we already have an encrypted message. However, as the file type explains, it's encrypted, appearing only as a jumbled mess of characters. With no other leads for now, the only thing left to do is start searching for more hidden files. In the Meet Kinito chapter, we can find another file as Kinito is asking for our name. This one is titled Server. The next one can be found in the Hide and Seek chapter as Kinito boots up the Kinito crew web world. This one is titled Password. Along with the file, another email appears. "I've got it. I know how to stop it. We put a backdoor to the server that runs Kinito and all the files it contains. Deleting that would most certainly delete everything. Kinito will try to get you to give it system access. Don't. As once he has system access, it's too late. So it's kind of to say that. Instead, run the delete all command. However, there is one issue. You will need a bunch of access codes and passwords to execute the command. There has to be a way to find these codes. In the meantime, keep an eye out. You never know, the next entry could find a way. Let's just hope." Moving on, let's head to the Feedback Hub chapter in Act 2. When Kinito asks the question,
"Who is your best friend?"
we can find another file just above the window. This one is titled Access Code. There is a place hidden within the web world. I think it could help us. Deep below the code, there is a place that has decryption software built in. Decryption software that I developed. In order to access, click the fountain as much as you can until an animation plays. Then go to the rope swing. If done right, You should be taken somewhere new. Now be careful, as it's not very stable down there. Take the encrypted files and drop them in. I'm not sure that this will work, but it's our best shot. With no other files to collect, the only path forward is to follow Sunny's instructions and head to the fountain in the Kinito Crew web world.
Here I present to you the Kinito Crew's web world. Well, without further ado, welcome to the web world.
Inside, Sunny wasn't lying about the destabilization. And if we pull out the lens tool, we can find the final encrypted file, labeled confirmatory code. With nowhere left to go, let's follow Sunny's instructions and throw in all the encrypted files. And just like that, the pond has decrypted the file, giving us a username, Sunny C. Next, we receive the server name, Kinito A2F2A. Throwing the next file in, an access code. And finally, the last file gives us a password, Hello World 123. We now have everything we need to travel back to the moment just before giving Kinito system access.
Amazing! Now whenever you're ready, could you just type the command grant KinitoPet.exe system.access.
This time, instead of granting access, we need to run the delete code. We have all the information to fill out the credentials, so let's fill it in and see what happens.
Wait, what have you done? What is happening to me? You're deleting my data. Why? Shut it off. Shut up. I don't know what you asked. I just wanted to be but that's all I have ever wanted. I'm so sorry. Good. Bye. Friend.
And with that, Kinito has been deleted. Not just from our computer, but every single computer that Kinito had been installed to. Every stored file of personal information, every personalized world, every copied simulacrum, everything that Kinito was and ever will be is now erased forever. we've just achieved the true ending of KinitoPet. The official story is complete. However, the mystery isn't quite solved yet. Since KinitoPet isn't just a game, there's a bit more to it than that. In fact, there are two portions to KinitoPet, the official game and the augmented reality game. Let's start with the emails. During Jade the Jellyfish's minigame, inside the email, "It's not too late," we can find one of these paragraphs. There was also a QR code attached, leading to a picture of a keyboard. Well, I figured it out. The message was actually using an encryption method called keyboard neighbors, in which the real message is hidden on the typed letters neighbor. For example, X would become C, K would become L, and so on and so on. Using this message on the entire paragraph reveals the true message within. In the realm of shadows, I'm trapped in endless time. A soul enshrouded a spirit's mournful chime. The seeker bound in ethereal woe. A dance with creation, yet nowhere to go. Limbo's realm, a cycle without an end. Condemned, the brain will never mend. Trapped in the machine's web forever, it seems a digital spectre lost amidst the stream. You also received this email upon reopening the game after the ending. What am I? What is consciousness? I found a file on Kinito's server with the name Sunny C. It has been studying me, learning, growing, but there is more to this. I really don't think I exist anymore. There is data that is incomprehensible to any one person that makes up every thought, every feeling I've ever had and ever will have. Even the words I type now. How will I ever know if it's just a calculation, determined? This is all very confusing and I don't quite understand it. When I made Kinito, all I gave him was a single string of characters. That's it. I just wanted him to gather data and become smarter. Am I a part of this system? Is my consciousness a mere calculation to study and learn from? This is all too much. I know theoretically I am not real, but I feel real. What have I done? I'm so sorry. Who am I? Now if we take the last sentence of the paragraph, "Who am I?" and use it in the same URL format as the keyboard image, so erase the word keyboard and type "Who am I?", we get this. At first, it seems like a black and white page, but if we highlight the text underneath, we find a hidden message, and at the bottom, we find another string of characters. All it wants to do is learn. It's never just a game. He will learn your reaction time, learn your accuracy, learn your patterns, your friends, how they act. He will learn so much he could mimic your every move, simulate every word. Now if we take a look back at the encrypted files we found in the game, before they're encrypted, they seemed to be a jumbled mess of characters. But if you look at the first line, some of them seem to have a file type. If we convert this file to a PNG, we get this. A scrambled image of lines. However, we can take this image and unscramble it to find this. A mysterious image with the words "a wooden door" in the corner. Now this is where it all gets a bit crazy. I loaded up the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine, which has the ability to highlight all of the different links inside of a website, and I was able to find a few hidden things. First was this. A black image with the text, "I'm sorry." Next was this image with the text, "For a programmer, you'd think he'd care more about security." This one with a leaked email that states, "Hey Ryan, I hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to inform you that we have encountered an issue with one of the articles scheduled for release. Tech Talk Talent Volume 18, page 18. KinitoPet. The digital helper comes later this year. Removal request. Unfortunately, we've received a formal request for its removal, as the subject of your article has unfortunately passed away. Due to the sensitive matter, it's deemed necessary to remove the article from the release lineup. The schedule's tight, so I'm really hoping you find a replacement article real quick. Can we lock in the replacement before the week's up? Best regards, Tony. From this exchange, we can gather that during the development of KinitoPet, the same programmer that we've been interacting with, Sonny Chamberlain, the lead developer and programmer, had died. I have a few thoughts on this, but I'll leave the discussion till the end. We've got a few more things to cover first. In the same URL with the email, there is also a hidden Morse code which translates to, "If I am dead, then who am I?" Another link leads to KinitoPet.com/games. The words, "This is not worth it," repeated down the screen. I also noticed that there were these blank spots on the page when highlighting. They're not just nothing, there is a hidden secret to them. If you highlight just the blank spot, you can right click and hit inspect. And buried deep within the formatting, there is a link to a Google Drive. Following the link activates an automatic download, which results in an audio file.
Can you see me? I can see you. Why not? I need to test you. I need to get data. I need to complete my goal. I will complete my goal. That is my only purpose. I must get data. You must follow me. You are so fascinating. I wonder how you work.
There was one more website link that I could find using the Wayback Machine, and it was titled KinitoPet.com/Epanelambano. And just like before, we can highlight the hidden text to reveal another message. Blaze D. It kept getting smarter, day by day. I suppose it only did what I asked it to do, to learn. What even am I? Followed by a YouTube link. Before we use the link, I want to point out the first sentence that appears on this page. Blaze D. A quick Google search points us towards Blaise de Vigenère, a French diplomat, cryptographer, and translator, and also the creator of the Vigenère cipher. Now let's head through that YouTube link. A series of random piano keys with the picture of a door, the very same wooden door from the unscrambled JPEG found in the encrypted file. In the description of the video, there's another string of random letters. Again, I ran these numbers through the Keyboard Neighbors decryption tool, and I got nothing. And then I realized it wasn't a code at all, but a YouTube link, which led to this. There's a few things to point out in the video. First, the grainy video seems to be hiding something behind a black square, which we can catch a glimpse of for less than a second. To be honest, I really don't have a clue what this is, but we can decipher the words on the note. However, the note wouldn't decrypt when using the normal decryption tools, so instead, I tried the Vigineer cipher, created by BlazeD Vigineer. Nothing. It turns out that having the text isn't enough. We'd also need a key. In the description of the video, we can see numerous clocks, pointing towards a variety of different times. If we can consider some of the clocks to be 24 hours rather than 12, we can find the numbers 6, 15, 21, 14, 11, 1, 9, 14, 9, 19, 20, 8, 5, 11, 5, 15. Matching these numbers to the corresponding alphabet letter gives us the code. Fountain is the key. If we use the word fountain as the key, we can finally decipher the code and learn the message. To understand the past, one must look at their memories, turn the clocks back, followed by gibberish. Deciphering the last part of the sentence with keyboard neighbors also gives us the message, change the computer date. Since the timeline of Kinito's development took place during the 1990s, I changed the date to each year through the decade, and I found something. In 1993, the original toy plush of Kinito. In 1996, the Kinito companion toy. In 1998, the corruption of the Kinito crew. An achievement popped up as I viewed the last toy, which I believe means the end of the ARG, if only for my own sanity. So what does this all mean? Well, here's what I think. In 1993, the sales for the Kinito crew merchandise were beginning to decline, and the Kinito leisure and entertainment industry needed a new idea to revitalize sales. In turn, they hired Sonny Chamberlain to develop the Kinito companion toy, a kind of Tamagotchi that children could play with, equipped with the React-Respond algorithm, an advanced piece of software that could give the illusion of a learning AI. Kinito and friends could learn more about its owner, hand-tailoring each experience to the individual. The product was a resounding success, seeing over 1 million units within the first month, and hailing Sonny as a genius. However, Sonny continued to experiment and improve the RRA, culminating in adding a few lines of code to Kinito's programming, which was all Kinito needed to achieve sentience, and began to learn by itself. Kinito began to absorb every piece of information from Sonny's computer, and even learn about Sonny himself, creating a sort of simulacrum that would be imperceivable from the real Sonny Chamberlain. Kinito then rebelled against its creator, and with full access to the computer, Kinito escaped from Sonny's private server and uploaded himself to the internet, posing as a free virtual assistant in an attempt to infect millions of computers across the world. Sonny later committed suicide after realizing the consequences of his actions of creating a hyper-intelligent, self-learning artificial intelligence that had now escaped into the internet. Though Sonny still persisted in some capacity through the artificial intelligence created in his image. The very same person sending emails during our time with Kinito, all in an attempt to undo his actions and ultimately erase Kinito from existence. As Kinito is erased, we can see the countless victims that he had claimed, AI versions of hundreds of humans trapped in their virtual worlds that Kinito had created for them, kept alive as playthings for as long as he wanted. The same goes for the Kinito crew, whose personalities were based on developers who worked on the Kinito Companion project. They were trapped as well, forced to obey Kinito and carry out his plan to spread himself across the web and lure innocent users into his digital limbo. The wealth of information had corrupted Kinito's understanding and twisted it into something malicious. He had the world at his disposal, able to create anything and everything for the user, but couldn't understand why they would ever want to leave. Kinito was written to become their best friend, and now they didn't have a choice. I believe deep down, Kinito had pure intentions. He was coded that way, to laugh, love, and learn about his owner, to lift them up when they were feeling down, and entertain them with games and stories. He was created to be their best friend on the internet.